Shazam! I guess it doesn't work for everybody. Hi, I'm Ted Kendrick and welcome to the very first episode of Graphic Content. You probably know me from other Watchtower Database stuff. I'm the co-host of the 12th Level Intellects, which you can buy this pretty sweet shirt. It's on sale right below on our YouTube channel. I'm also writer of Legacies of the DCAU webcomic, and I was the narrator on the Trivia Tuesday segment, which ended most recently with the Beyond the Dark Knight Returns video, comparing Batman Beyond with Dark Knight Returns. So I'm glad you're here with me today, and I hope you enjoy the show. I'm here now to show you some of my favorite comic books and graphic novels and just kind of walk you through the stuff that I like to read. So today we are talking about Shazam #1, written by Geoff Johns with art by Dale Eaglesham. This book came out a couple months ago, fall, winter of 2018. It's basically picking up from Geoff Johns when he established the character again for the New 52. Shazam had a backup comic that was in Geoff Johns' Justice League series that ran for a couple months around the same time as the Trinity War series. This has been a long time coming because that was published probably about 4 or 5 years ago. So at least in my head, I'm pretty sure Geoff Johns has been writing this book ever since then, and it's just finally become the right time for DC to put it out there. Geoff Johns and Dale Eaglesham worked together before on the JSA book that was published in the late 90s and early 2000s. And in that book, there's a lot going on that I think served as a precursor to this book. For instance, they brought Captain Marvel at the time into the JSA series and ended up focusing a lot on Black Adam as a major villain, which we've seen Geoff Johns kind of stick with over the years. He also wrote Black Adam for the 52 weekly comic series, as well as Forever Evil and going into Doomsday Clock now. So especially with Doomsday Clock, I think we can expect to see some really interesting things with Black Adam in this Shazam book. Probably not immediately, but I bet 6 to 8 months from now we'll see Black Adam have a pretty major story arc here. For now, it is dealing with Dr. Sivana, who in the new movie is going to be played by Mark Strong, who previously was Sinestro in the Green Lantern movie, which also has ties to Geoff Johns. Geoff Johns worked on both Green Lantern and Shazam, which should make you a little nervous, but Geoff Johns is a really good writer and his stuff on the book has been great. So Dr. Sivana's in this, and he's got this cool electric eye that ties him to the magical world. That's something that happened in the Shazam backup comic that I mentioned earlier. He's a bit of an archaeologist, scientist, and he's got this ancient book of monsters that Mr. Mind is living in. Mr. Mind's kind of a green bookworm. If you're familiar with the 52 weekly series, he had a major role at the end of that book. Mr. Mind is a classic Captain Marvel villain, one of the more wackier ones, but he's also one of the more deadly and evil characters. So he's a telepath. He's manipulating Dr. Sivana. Pretty sure we're going to see some crazy stuff happen there. Even in Multiversity, Grant Morrison used Mr. Mind in a huge capacity for his Thunderworld comic that was set on Earth 4 with the classic Fawcett Captain Marvel family. So another really cool thing about the series is that the Marvel family is expanded into 6 of the foster kids that Billy lives with at his foster home. Their names are Eugene, Pedro, and Darla, Freddie, Mary, and Billy. So those are the 6 kids there. Mary Marvel and Freddie Freeman were both Mary Marvel and Captain Marvel Jr. from previous years of the character, and they're still included here, but there's a couple other kids that are all sharing the power of Shazam. They all have different colored costumes too, which I think is a really cool look for the Captain Marvel family. So these characters all kind of share the powers of Shazam. It's just really cool seeing Billy be able to interact with a diverse cast like that. So really cool new characters. I hope that we'll see them in the new movie that's coming out soon. They'll definitely be important as the series continues on. The last thing I'll say about this is it also has an appearance by Billy Batson's dad. That's the thing, Billy Batson doesn't know his father, and so his father comes to the orphanage to check on Billy. That's something, if you're familiar with like child services and stuff, that's kind of a dangerous situation for Billy to be in. He might not want to see his dad. His dad might have something nefarious. That is an interesting plot point that we'll see unfold as it continues on. There's also a really cool segment in here about this new concept called the Station. And in the Station, it's inside the Rock of Eternity. It's this labyrinth of subway systems. You'll remember Billy Batson ended up meeting the wizard for the first time by walking through a subway system. So now there are 7 different tunnels that the subway could go through into different magical worlds, such as the Fun Lands, the Magic Lands, the Wild Lands. There's one called the Monster Lands that's totally boarded up. So over the next couple issues, I'm sure we're going to see the Marvel family explore these different tunnels and explore this new magical world that they have access to. So it's definitely like a high concept fantasy adventure series. I definitely gonna drop my phone. Definitely recommend you checking out. Shazam's, as of the recording of this episode, has had 2 or 3 issues out now. Not too much you can catch up on, or if you want to wait for the trade, I think it's gonna be worth the read. So thanks again for watching Graphic Content, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. See you next time.